my seat though? Oh. Get your head right.
Find your seats. Find your seats.
Natasha.
Billy.
Brayden. Christina is right here.
Where's me?
Vin.
Where am I?
You're trying to find as many positive class points as you can today.
Hey, Ty.
Okay.
Hi.
He said this table was all mine, so this table was all mine. You're over there.
Welcome to your place. Oh, yeah, you're talking about
That's it. No, he said this table was all mine. It was bit by bit. Why would you take your finger? My fingers are super. Where is it?
We need a cross point.
Timothy, you sit right here. Smart. Stop it!
Ghetto word. You're in third. You need some closer.
Alexis, find your seat, please.
Oh my god!
Alexis, Brennan.
I'm not gonna
Take yours.
Hunter, use space. Just take that.
You're just there. It's like, hey.
Now coming. Grab your notebooks, please. Read the prompts. Grab your notebooks and sit down. Right here.
Never gonna see that.
Okay. Aha. Now, as promised, we're gonna do as promised. Are you guys ready? Are you guys psyched? Let's get more psyched. Let's do a question.
Where did those glasses come from?
The glasses, look, I decided my model self needed some model glasses, and now, you know, nothing has changed except for I can see better. Okay, you guys ready? We're gonna do do you have enough space there, ladies? You're close. Okay, get down. Okay,
I don't think those are model glasses. I think those are hipster glasses.
what?
I think those are hipster glasses.
Yeah, I know. I got the hipster. All right, 3, 2, 1, order in the squabble.
What's wrong?
3, 2, 1, order in the castle. All right, good. Oh no. Oh no. Should we try it one more time?
Yeah.
Why? Why should we try it one more time? Alexis?
Point that because
Okay. I'm not going to give you a point for that, but let us get our energy up because you're going to have to match mine. If you can see my hands are shaking, I drank a lot of coffee and I'm very excited. Okay, we're going to do a firework. Firework. You can do it at your seat. So, let's warm it up. Get that energy warm. Get that energy warming up. Get that energy warming up. Owen. Stephanie, Owen. And 3, 2, 1. Alright, 3, 2, 1, order in the castle. Much better. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but period 4, they're catching up to you.
Yeah.
Today is a very important day. But let's start off with our 3-minute quick right. Our knowledge question. What is one main difference between a primary source and a secondary source? Comprehension question. Do we understand this? What type of primary source might have been important during the time of the plague? Now, Jasmine, where are you? Yesterday she gave you some examples. Can you give us a quick example as an aid? What was a type of primary source?
A journal or diary.
Excellent, thank you. So we're going to take about 2 to 3 minutes, and then our third, our analysis, because we're going to do something slightly different. Owen, do it. Remember, as we progress through the castles, all of these plans we've been making for our lands, we must consistently keep up on the work, otherwise we won't know what to do when we have our steps and following steps. Do your best and then keep your ears open. Ben Owsley. Stephanie, who do we have? That's a good start. Keep going. Keep going. Pressure. Come back. Don't pressure. Tons of pressure. We've got a random call. Random call. Somebody randomly is going to be taken. Sorry, Warren, I thought you were just kind of friendly waving at me. No? Yes, thank you for asking. Does anyone have a pencil sharpener, a little one that Warren can borrow?
No, I don't.
Where is my positive word? So, thank you. Positive. Got about 30 seconds. How we can move on. Yes, but what type? So we're looking at the play. What would be like a really important one? Think of things that may not be as important. Because you're on that track, but what's important? Some are more important than others. Good. That's a good solution. Okay, same thing. That's a good start. But what specifically? Who would have written it? Warren would have written it. Yes. You didn't have one of these? They didn't do this for you there? Okay, let's get you since you are one. means, and you'll see what I mean when I say this later, you're going to need to double up on one of the pieces of paper. Have a seat there if you need anything like that. Okay, ask them. You're in the do now phase. Really, I give you just enough time to write as much as you can. If you've stopped, you probably haven't written enough. Yes, that's great. Did I see zombie shuffling all over the place? Okay, 5, 3, 2, 1. Order in the castle. Excellent, that's 10. 10 points. So we are going to need a lot of focus today. So you know how I normally have eyes all back here? I've added a few on my shoulders, on my back. Alexis, I can tell she's giving me this weird look like, was I right? Yep. Okay, who's willing to volunteer? Raise them up. Points for raise them up. Mr. Ben Owsley, sorry, Chief Inspector Ben Owsley, please come on up.
Oh, I get to go up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing is strange.
Okay. So I have what?
No.
What button do I press?
Oh,
That one.
let's be a good audience, please. Think of a positive comment and think of a good question if you have one. Press it one more time, Mr. Benal. Inspector.
Okay. My handwriting's bad, but one main difference between primary and secondary source is that primary source is written and made by the person in the time length, and a secondary source does not.
Okay. Any comments? Hayden.
I like how you gave an example for the primary source, but you didn't give a primary source. But
You're on the right track, I know it.
it's just that you didn't give an example for a secondary source.
Okay.
Okay, so that's great. I loved it. And Peyton's right. And that's what we discussed with Peyton when he showed yesterday. All the way, full answer. An example, and you've got the description, and then you've got an example. I think you did great. Okay, question number 2.
Okay. The primary source during the plague would have been a drawing or writing that was made by a person during the plague.
Yeah.
Can I go next?
Just doing one. I am so sorry. Can you read it one more time? It was a good run through, it was a practice run through.
The primary source during the plague would have been a drawing or writing that was made by a person during the plague.
Good. And the only thing that I would say is I see that you understand it and you put an example in it. The only issue is that it could be viewed as you were saying the only 2 things that would be a primary source or drawing or writing. Is that true? It is true. Does anybody disagree?
It could be.
Kenna?
It could be different things like a diary from there,
Okay.
or they didn't have videos back then, but like just anything else. It doesn't have to be limited to those 2.
Okay, great. Now, in fact, Jeffrey.
Oh, I was just going to say, it could be like a message on like a paper. It's like you could write.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Or it could be like a symbol, kind of.
Okay. What do we call messages? Today we call we call messages, Amber, that we write to, hey, Mr. Benal, or Inspector Benalson, that was great. Send. What's that called?
Texting or emailing.
Email texting. Amber, what about What about, I don't know, 15, what about before computers came up? Well, how would they do that?
Right
Letter. So each heirs, that's where I was going, thank you. You've got, Natasha, you said it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad you took it for it. So Natasha's right. So each era that you are in has a different set of things that could be primary sources. If we're looking at the Norse Vikings, they could be those runes that we had talked about. If we're looking at the days that the railroad was built, it could be telegraphs,
Morse code.
Morse code, which you may hear some today.
Yes.
Alexis. Newspapers would definitely count.
Oh, yeah.
As long as what, Alexis? As long as it was written at that time. Mr. Inspector Van Alzen.
Can I sit down now?
Yes, thank you. Golf clap, golf clap,
Oh, sorry.
golf clap. We're just doing one.
Good job, Ben.
This is gonna be fun.
You're off and on.
Okay. Now. What's going on?
Garden department.
Right. Okay. Inspector Owen. Now, the third question is going to be an analyze. I want you to discuss it, come up with a group answer. This is a doozy. This is why it's written up over here, and as you'll see, it comes back. How might have the plague contributed to the downfall of the feudal system? Hayden, do you see something?
No, I'll just Are we supposed to write this down?
You want to answer the question. So
So-
talk about it for a minute.
Do you write it down? I know this.
Yes, but please talk about it for a minute first, because there's not just 1, 2, or 3 answers. Try and go for the goal. Try and come up with some unique answers. And I don't have the bell of power, so we'll have to go castle the whole day.
No, just go dig.
Are you ready, inspectors?
Yes,
Wait,
sir.
the inspectors are
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
I think it's
Because like,
because the higher up those people died.
Who am I from?
Anybody can die.
Yes.
So what do you guys think? Which one's bigger? Okay. That's a good start. Think a little deeper. Okay, now I do want to tell you, I've heard 2 other people talk about
They were like,
Oh, rat.
Okay, good. And think about the tradespeople. Kill the zombie show. What do you say? What are we doing
This is like the play. Just like talking, it's like.
Tag that.
Come at me. I dare you. No, just do it.
I heard that one. Okay. All right, 3, 2, 1. Order in the court. Oh, half of you got it. I totally did it on purpose.
I totally.
3, 2, 1. Order in the castle. Nice. All right, each table, quick, 5 to 10 seconds. and stare at each other for 2 seconds, and whoever starts to talk first goes. This table, what did you come up with? We're moving on. This table, what did you come up with?
We came up with that people that were involved in the feudal system got distracted, like doctors or people in a trading business, and started their focus on people with the like.
Okay, good. Back to you.
Okay, like, I don't know what we said yesterday
Uh-huh.
about, like, how it felt,
Gentlemen?
like, there was less, like, there was more population. More of the population was peasants, and so, like, and less of the population was more of the higher classes. So, when they got started in that, there was a lot. So, it's kind of like,
We're in here. Okay, good. Now, there's some stuff, I need to put a pause on this. There's some stuff that is happening out there, and it sounds a little crazier than, well, it sounds like it usually does, but we are focused in here, and it's very important that you're focused in here, because you need to really use your brains. This is going to be awesome. You're going to learn, we're going to apply the skills, and we're going to move forward on our CASA project. Good, thank you. It sounds like a lot of you guys from the DBQ work that we did for the Fall of Rome are like using those ideas, which is good, but I also want you to think past that. Okay, this table, what did you come up with? Ty, sit safely, please. Ty, what did you come up with?
The plague killed like all the peasants and guild members, and it caused them to not like be able to build castles, armor, and so they couldn't have protection. So people would like destroy them. They'd kill all the people.
Okay, so Ty, kind of sounds like a little bit of a breakdown in society. What did you guys come up with?
Okay, so we came up with that, all peasants sick so no one could work, and without the resources, they couldn't build anything new, they couldn't get any food, so they died. Everyone
Okay.
died.
Okay. And I think, did I ask you, I talked to you personally, but did I ask you in front of the class? Okay, what did you come up with?
Rich people died.
It's okay.
They died, and like messed it up. So yeah, person or people.
Oh, okay. I thought you said I messed it up. I was trying to be nicer. It's okay. He's like, no, that's what I'm trying to say, Mr. Tonight. Okay, now this is good. And what's interesting is that all of you guys did not do one thing that you would have had to do with this question. Okay.
I don't have a question, I have a comment.
Okay.
Okay, so Kellyanne said that everybody got distracted, but then she said the doctors were, but weren't the doctors still like not distracted because they're doing their job?
Okay. So you're putting a little bit more detail on that. Okay, good. Now the thing you guys didn't add to this is that the downfall of the feudal system means that there has to be a rise of something else. Who knows what that is? Good. Really? Yes?
Like goods and like trading sort of thing.
Okay, good start. Hayden?
Democracy?
That's what we're going to learn about later. Jeffrey.
Maybe more people that are willing to work and more
Okay.
goods.
Yeah, I'm going to go, because I like to see, that's why I was talking to you earlier. We need that thought process. So more people, less people in charge, more people are working. Okay. Kind of last one.
Trade centers. Trade centers.
Trade centers. Explain more.
Like the downfall of the feudal system might have led to more like more trading among other cultures and that culture.
Oh, excellent. Okay, that is really one of the things that would have had to have happened. Yeah, because you have less people here to provide for all of the things, and we learned about manners. Tanaka Feudalism, focus. And are you ready? Here is your table of contents.
Are we gonna have a new one? Yeah, we have a new one.
Just put it in where you had the one from yesterday.
Maybe, please,
Why'd you say that?
is it
About 30 more seconds. So as you guys are wrapping the table of contents up, we heard Old English. Now our castle kingdoms are a little bit thrown off, but that's okay. But we heard Old English spoken. Today, our goal is to get to the end, and we're going to do Scottish Gaelic. So you're listening to some of the things that are happening. Anybody need more time? Good. Ready? So, very quickly, all eyes up front, please. Our journey to this point, we've done the fall of Rome, BBQ. We've started our big kingdom idea. Now, I know that you guys are getting these pieces together, but really what we have done is we've written a kingdom origin story. How did your land start? All cultures really have some sort of origin story, and you wrote yours for your kingdom. We created a crest, which looked beautimous, and you wrote a symbolism essay. We worked with primary source DBQs on the plague, which is what you were asking about. And did you get them done? Yes? Excellent. Then what the collaborative writing about an event that happened from back then and one that happened now, and then comparing those. And I know we weren't able to go over those, but I do want to go over those to see the dramatic differences. Group in the back.
Oh. What was the question?
There's no question. Okay. And then we did expansion of the church documents. So, Tuesday was castle background work. That's what you missed if you were absent. Wednesday, yesterday, we were taking those notes on how to break down the source officially. Thursday, today, we're investigating the plague. Timothy, get off, please. Friday, our CDC investigation. So we will finish this investigation today and tomorrow, and then we will come up with an official CDC investigation report. And I want you guys to know where, like, the whole thing, because this is all independent parts of a big whole, Natasha.
Is this on the sides going that way or that way?
I don't know.
obviously you should.
Okay. So we have done the background castle research. You are going to be using Google Classroom and the Cornell notes that are on there as an assignment to really fill in and do as much as you can to get the information for each of the pieces of the castle as well as examples. And you're going to need to fill out the internet bibliography, just like we did for National History Day, telling me where you went. We're going to design a castle and write a descriptive paper. This is going to involve a lot of thought. That's why I keep going back to you and asking you questions about what are the benefits and drawbacks. And the role of the church. The church is going to be there somewhere in your kingdom. You kind of have to figure out Are you going to get along? Are they going to have a big role, smaller role? And of course, we have to create our lands on which our castles are going and the relationships to each other, to the other kingdoms that are going to be in the classroom. Yes, Christine?
I know this is a weird question, but like, what if your kingdom were on isles? Like, they had a cluster of like, I think it was 6 different isles around you, but that was all your kingdom, and then there was the mainland that had the other kingdoms.
That sounds like a great place to live, actually. And this has sort of happened. You can look towards England. It's a large island towards Great Britain. And it's probably slightly different, but you still will have relationships with other countries. So like Great Britain had a relationship with France and some of these others. And remember the Nordic people, they loved Great Britain. They loved taking stuff over and trying that. So what you might want to think about is the resources that you need when you do this, because you don't want to be in a place like Easter Island, a place with those big heads that has no trees. You want to probably give yourself some trees so you can build a shed, maybe. Now, as I said, once we have the idea of castle life going, you've protected yourself, everything's wonderful, the plague hits your castle. Boom, boom, boom. Now, this was something you guys were interested in asking me about yesterday. And the excellent thing is that one of the investigative pieces, the exhibits, tells us what this is all about. Now, when you get to a point in your castle where you're happy as can be, the plague hits. You will need to get into teams to figure out what has happened, what literally has happened, how has it happened, what have the effects been, what are we going to do now, and then how did this plague change the way that the feudal system was operating? Because we know it was a strict hierarchy with the king, nobles, knights, peasants, etc. Owen. Good connection to the present. Yeah, those things are definitely used for Mardi Gras. And I kick myself now because when we were in Venice last summer and I saw all of these things, I was like, I want to buy one for the class. And I didn't. And I wish I had. Yeah.
Who's in there?
His name is Bob. He's actually a baker from Pennsylvania. No, I don't even know how to do it.
Who were those?
You will find out.
I have two
Okay.
comment and a question. My question is, what's Mardi Gras?
Let's save that for later so we can go forward. What's the other one?
And two, my comment. Didn't you put like herbs and stuff into the little thing? So where catches
I'm not going to tell you. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Let's do a 3, 2, 1. Order in the castle. Okay, and you guys know how I've been saying, you know, King Warren and Queen Kenna today, you're inspector. Everyone is an inspector. Okay. Black death. Me? Okay, but Kai, you must have made a mistake and messed it up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What was it?
It's just a teaser.
What's wrong?
What's going on now?
So, what's happening?
So you guys messed it up again.
Well, I'm
It
sorry.
was your fault this time. Okay. What do you think, real quick, because we're burning through more time than I thought we would for this, but what do you think the essential question is for this huge thing. Ty, sit safely please and then tell us.
That question. Over there. Yeah.
Class points.
Yeah. No.
Read it.
How have the plague contributed to the downfall of the feudal system?
Who agrees with Ty?
No one.
I agree with Ty.
Yay.
Our essential question overall is how might the plague have affected the downfall of the feudal system? So for this, we're going to do a few things. Our main 3 questions for this activity, for this small activity, it's 2-dayer with work on outside of class. What was the Black Death? Kaliana, what's the second one?
What caused the Black Death?
Selena, what's the third one?
False beliefs in those at the time have about the disease.
Good. What false beliefs did those at the time have about the disease? What do they think was happening? After you investigate. Our jigsaw instructions. You have groups of 4. You're going to be sharing eventually. We have 8 stations total. As you can see, there are letters all across the room that need to be investigated thoroughly. You will be the ones to determine which ones you choose, but each one has to be done, and you have to split the work evenly. You will get 2 minutes to be assigned to the stations. So, take 2 minutes, take a look at your travel, or this one isn't the travel. Take a look at your Center for Disease Control investigative journal, the packet, and start divvying up all of those. You should have 2 per member. This one will have a slightly different number. So discuss it. Well, they have a packet. You have 2 minutes, go quick. Yes. This is like, I'm going to do A and B, and you're going to do such and such.
I know, it's so easy.
2 exhibits per person in the group. Thirty more seconds. Zombie shuffle alert. Zombie shuffle alert. Cut back to your seat, please. Cut back to your seat. Cut back to your seat. Cut back to your seat.
So just
30 seconds left.
I have a
22. 14. 12, 17, 18, 18.
Someone's ear is back.
3, 2, 1. Order in the hustle. Okay. Hayden?
Do we need computers for this?
Not today. But you will need computers for tomorrow. We will be using them for about 3
I'm sure we will. You can
Oh. Because we had at least 4 people talking when they should. Jigsaw instructions. You will investigate the evidence at the stations that you have chosen. Ben Austin. See that flashing important light?
Yeah.
Okay. Answer the questions in your investigation journal thoroughly. After 20 to 25 minutes, we will return to our groups and take turns sharing, and I will guide you on this. Tanaka-san? Now, the thing is, I'll get that. Hello. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. This is Chief Inspector, Mr. Snelly. Hold on, ma'am. I've had a minor malfunction. Yes, ma'am. I've heard the news that there is an outbreak, and I have my crack team ready to do it right here. And if they are unable to do it, ma'am, which we will be able to do it, but if they are unable to do it, it is their fault. I will make sure that you know it. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Okay, this is serious now. I'm always smiling, but I'm not smiling now. We have a letter from the head of the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control, and she has asked me to read it to you. This will be important. Memorandum for Mr. Tonelli, who is the director for the Center for Disease Control, even though he can't say his own position. Mr. Tonelli, upon hearing of the new information that has been discovered regarding the outbreak, it makes sense why this case was ordered to be reopened. I also understand your desire to make this case the highest alert. Please read below to find out more on my findings. Who would like to read this down? Talia.
For the past century, medical doctors and scientists have believed that the bubonic plague was the cause of the Black Death that ravaged Europe in the mid-14th century. We have since proven this claim by comparing primary accounts of medieval doctors to the unfortunate people who, even today, have been afflicted.
Okay, Kiala.
I ain't finished.
Oh.
I just stopped because people were talking. For example, in August 2015, a California man visiting Yosemite National Park contracted the plague and experienced many of the same symptoms as those described by medieval doctors. We know that bubonic plague is caused and spread by the fleas on rats. Since the symptoms seem to match up across time period, we are now assuming the Black Death is also spread by an abundance of fleas.
Okay, Kiala.
However, due to the frenzy brought on by the outbreak, doctors did not conduct experiments with tests used to prove the cause of the outbreak. All we can do today is speculate as to what happened. However, we hypothesize that fleas were blamed for the devastating illness. It is certainly possible that other theories provide a more accurate cause.
Hayden.
Many reports exist from the period that claim that the disease was caused by miasma. We might call this today bad air. This theory was also used again in the 1850s to explain the cholera outbreak in London and Paris. Another possibility was religion. It appears that many people blamed God for the outbreak and that he was responsible for sending this devastation to their doorsteps as a form of punishment, possibly for failing to capture Jerusalem during the Crusades.
Okay, since we cannot determine the exact cause of the disease, it is my recommendation that the threat level be kept at red alert, the highest level. Determining the cause of the disease is my utmost concern, so we can be ready to act if the disease returns. While it seems unlikely, that the Black Death, the bubonic plague, there are also many reasons why it should be something else, could be something else. I will continue to investigate this matter, plan to receive further recommendations from on how to treat the possible infected in the near future. In the meantime, please keep this information away from the public so as to reduce the panic. So, does anyone have any questions on what we are going to be doing right now? Kellyanne.
Are we answering our sections?
Correct. So, I don't have the bell of power, so you guys are going to I'll have to use castle time. We are going to focus. Go to your first stations. If they're full, you go to your second stations. Read through the exhibit very carefully. Turn it over, see if there's another side, and then answer those questions very carefully. Yes?
You know when it said I had the 2015 outbreak in Yosemite?
Yeah?
I was there that week, as of the day, so like 2 days after I left.
Yeah.
It was in the same cabins that I would have stayed in, but we couldn't get them because the other people stayed. That's why they got it.
Well, Inspector Christina, that means that you have got a little bit more knowledge. That should come in very handy. Hayden.
Oh, it's good nuts.
Is that C? You get C?
Christina,
So,
because they stayed together.
please stand up and go to your first exhibit. Let's go, chop, 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 chop.
Yo, why do you something?
You're right, aren't you?
Goodbye, my friend.
You should be seated in 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. We have D left over. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Zombie shelter. Find a different one to knock out. You're doing more than one. Find a different one. And 3, 2, 1. Order in the castle. Now, silent, as in silence. When you are finished with the one that you were done, get up and move to another one. Move to your second one. When you have finished that one, do your group a favor, and yourself, because these are all really cool exhibits, to go to another that you haven't had. The one in the middle, right here, has the, oh, I almost said it. It has the figure that you were all asking about. So you should all try and make your way to this after you've done your two.
I'll call that one.
Now, no talking. And time starts.
Time's already up.
Go to your seat. We'll go as far as we can.
This is one.
There should be no talking. You're in independent teams. So if you're talking and sharing with the teams, you're giving information away. as always, you must be very observant in this class. And so the more closely you look at these, the more information you're going to get. You got it. Do you have with the initial word? Sorry, Jasmine. Great. Note too, if you make any connections to present day, things that we talked about, contemporary, the present day, jot them in the corners and bring them up. When you finish, you may get up on your own. Zombie shuffling rules are pulled off right now, but make sure that you're quietly going to your next station. Excellent job. You guys are doing a really good job of working together like this. I'm going to give you an extra point. We're going to work on it tomorrow. It's a 2-day lesson. Uh-oh. Okay. I feel like I'm getting sick with the planks. Okay, so I'm gonna head out here. The pictures too. What's happening in the pictures? I think this has another side. Some of them have 2 sides. If you're kind of just hanging out waiting for a table to be open, sit down at another one and get some further evidence. There's 2 sides. So, you're looking at the key, what it says about the key, you're looking at the types of journeys that were made during that time. So you're looking at the outbreak, expansion, and then the types of journeys that were made during that time. They're different. This has some information, the other has different information. Okay, we need to start wrapping up on the last idea. About 30 seconds. I'm going to ask you to do us a favor. And then I'm going to make an announcement before we leave. Time for Lubai today. So, the last person. Okay, here's what we need. Order in the castle. Oh my gosh, what was that? Order in the castle. We need each of those evidences piled neatly on top in the center of the thing, please. Then pack yourself up and get ready to go, and then I'll have an announcement to make. Good to go. Kelly, can you help me? Nope. Alright, 3, 2, 1, order in the castle. Let's have a seat, please. Quickly. Remember that flashing, bright, important thing that we imagine we have up here? Yeah. It's flashing. So here is my 2 things I need to tell you. Number 1, do not lose your investigation packet. Listen up. Aren't you? Number 2, the exit ticket is on Google Classroom, and it's a Google form. First thing we do when we come in, since we'll be using the computers, is jump on those computers, do the exit ticket, and then we will continue with this after 3 things.
You got it right, Timmy.
Thanks.
Stealth stole it. Timmy, you got it right. Stealth stole it so you can go fight or something.
So we'll see you during lunch. And Kylie, can you come during lunch? Thanks for helping. Welcome.
Oh, it's my letter. Yay. What are we playing?
I like
Why do you have that over?
It's a secret. Thank you.